Ah, 2020. What a year. Where can I begin to describe the year that was, or the year that will be remembered for a very long time? One day, in the future, you're gonna be going through that jacket you haven't washed for 5 years, going through its pockets, and you find yourself a face mask and you say, wow, I remember that year, as you walk through the marshes and kill all the zombies in your way. To recap the year that was, one thing that was quite popular was DIY projects. And let me tell you, I've seen some good ones.
Down there, you dickhead. Down where? That block.
And I've seen some bad ones. I guess, being the handyman that I am, I decided to also embark on some DIY projects, much to my significant other's happiness.
A whole house. It's 2 stories of renovating. There's so many things that need to happen. Why do you renovate things on a game? I don't understand.
Welcome to the House Flipper video, or for those men who understand, welcome to Divorce Simulator 101. House Flipper comes in that interesting genre of gaming in which you try to simulate real-life tasks by using a keyboard and mouse. Wow, how did they make it so realistic? It's like it's real life. It's interesting how many of these games are actually fairly successful. It follows a long lineage of games like Thief Simulator, PC Building Simulator, Cooking Simulator, and even Car Mechanic Simulator. In respect to each of these professions, it's one of these games that just basically gets you into it. You get in there, you start with a shitty old shack, and then you make your way up. The core system of the game is an email sort of inbox in which residents around this weird ass town are basically asking you to do odd jobs here and there. Whether it's mopping their ceilings or mopping their cars, it doesn't really matter as long as you get the job done. It allows for you to really experience what it's like to do chores in a virtual setting. If you're a loser like me and you get bored of picking up rubbish and mopping ceilings and cars, well, there's plenty of DLCs to choose from. You can get the Garden DLC, in which you can now do some gardening. Well, if you haven't had enough of painting walls and watching paint dry, now you can pick weeds from your virtual garden and mow the lawn. Or you can get Keanu Reeves GTX R3070 Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, man. It's like being in VR while being in AR and getting your GR. Note to self, never ever do a f***ing American accent ever again. I just can't pull it off. Anyway, let's get into the game. Aforementioned, here is the shit shack. This is where all dreams come true. As a young, bustling property developer, you all know that you've started off with a small loan of a shitty shack that you can renovate. Let alone the fact that a lot of the value in property comes from the land and the size of the land. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. Let's have a look at how much 600 square meters in somewhere like Sydney, Australia costs. In true entrepreneur style, let's just sell everything in our shit shack and just hope for the best. I mean, let's be honest, we're living in a virtual world. We don't need to eat, we don't need to sleep, we don't need to shit. So, might as well sell it all and get this show on the road. Alright, now that we've become business moguls, because that is the key here, just sell everything you have, we can now do some jobs. So the core system of this entire operation is one flimsy laptop, in which magically jobs just appear on your lap, just like real life, kids. Basically, if you want to go start a business, all you need is a laptop and a dream. And then out of nowhere, you're going to get all these people emailing you, paying you $5,000 to clean their cars. So yeah, let's go through this. Essentially, the goal here is to go and do all these jobs until you run out of jobs. I'm assuming that's how you win the game. So here I'm gonna go for the next like 30 hours of my life, literally doing chores for people for exorbitant fees, and yeah, let's see how we go. Essentially, you have a few tools at your disposal. You use this handy tablet device to upskill and give yourself a 99 construction skill cape. The Hand of God, used to move objects and remove trash. The mop that sees all. I don't know how it does it, but basically this mop at max level will clean every nook and cranny in the house. the smallest, widest paintbrush used to paint walls, and at max level, paints a very wide distance pretty quickly, saving on paint and time. The COVID temperature gun that sells all your shit, pretty self-explanatory. Wall Simulator 2021, you can just magically lay bricks out of your ass. The hammer smash, the hammer good. The flamethrower, I'm not joking, you can actually burn garbage with this thing. And the tiling grouting tool, used to pretty much do things on your wall that isn't painting or smashy. You also have some tasks which activate hidden tools and activities around the house. These are like minigame style tools which only work on certain surfaces. The window squeegee, which is basically, used to Tokyo drift all over your windows to give them the sparkly sheen that they deserve. And parts assembly. A lot of the equipment you purchase will require you to put it together for some reason. Most of this is done in the bathroom. I don't know why. And it doesn't really expand beyond that. Oh, and the cockroach vacuum. Yeah, not sure what they were thinking with this one.
But wait, there's more!
Garden tools! The Garden Flipper expansion brought with it tasks to do in the garden that require their own activities to help maintain and organize. Yay! The two main tools you'll get in the garden are the lawnmower and the edge trimmer. However, most of the tools come into play with the minigame style approach similar to the indoor hidden activities. To be honest, after playing it for a while, you'll realize that 90% of the lawn care in the garden can just be taken care of by laying new turf. All you need to do is buy a large piece of turf, and not only does it cut the grass, but it also gets rid of the weeds in your yard also. The rest of the time in the garden is spent planting things. Planting consists of 4 steps. 1. Diggy diggy holy holy. 2. Put foliage in hole. 3. Cover the hole with dirt using stretchy weird arms. 4. Fsh, fsh. Strong plant, yes. And there you have it, that's every mechanic available in the game so far. The rest of the game is carried through its tablet system, where you have an extensive catalogue of items to purchase and decorate your houses with. On certain jobs, the customers will require certain items to complete the task, but in the flipping side of the game, it's all about, your imagination and how you build the house. It's all to your taste. Certain elements within the house will dictate what that room is for. For example, a bed in a room will turn that room into a bedroom, so on and so forth. This mechanic is used to match the houses to your customers in the market, so keeping an eye on what shoppers are looking for helps you flip houses catered to the people browsing the market. And on that note, here we go. Time to finish this game, just to give it the review that it deserves. I'm gonna go through and do all of these emails. I don't know how long it will take me, but basically I'm gonna go do all the jobs, and I'll be back to give my final thoughts. And there we go, 52 hours later, 100% completed. Let me tell you, doing all these jobs in the inbox was a fairly grueling task. At about 30 hours into the game, there was a point where I had 2 emails in my inbox, and I'm like, ooh, here we go, we're almost done with the game, that wasn't too bad. And as I completed the second task, I had another 8 come in. On top of that, I've also done the HGTV expansion, so I have done all of it just to make sure that I review this game correctly, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, if you're into this free-flowy, designy sort of game where you go around, you architect and you design, this is the game for you. If you're into doing things that are monotonous and sort of repetitive and you find that cathartic, this is the game for you. If you're into a bit more action and you're into a bit more sort of dynamic range in sort of what you do, this is not the game for you. House Flipper, in all of its amazingness, is a game for the ages. It's certainly one that will be remembered as sort of an indie hit, if you ask me. It's on multiple platforms, including Android and iOS in more recent times, so you can go ahead and give it a try. My recommendation is, if you're into design, if you're into having sort of a bit more control, if you play MMOs with things like player housing and you're into the player housing aspect, this is certainly something that you need to have in your library. For me, it was fun. It was relaxing while it lasted. Will I play it again? Maybe. For now, because I've finished most of the tasks and most of the games and I've leveled up most of the skills to max, I will probably get on there, flip a house or 2 a month, enjoy that, and that's enough for me. And I guess that's where the replayability for this game is basically every time you design a house, it can be different, and it's all up to you. So, on that note, thank you so much for watching the video today. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. On a separate note, secret Discord link in the description below. We have relaunched the Discord, so make sure to join if you are interested in that. And on that note, I'm out.